Right, I believe we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to ULC Season 3. It is round number 8, and today we are in Japan, and it's absolutely tipping it down here at the moment. I'm not sure how it's going to be in the race, but here in qualifying, it is absolutely, tipping it down here. But this evening, I'm joined yet again by Mr. James Casey. How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, not too bad. And we saw mayhem last week when the rain started coming down in Singapore, so not sure if it's going to be in the race, but yeah, it could be a sign of an interesting night ahead of us.
Yeah, I think so. And the rain always spices things up in these races, and these guys just coming out on. So it looks like it's Inters, from what I can tell. The McLaren boys both coming out straight away on track, but Japan, a classic track on the calendar. Personally, my favourite track on the calendar, with so many iconic memories in real life F1 here, and one of the few tracks I know almost all the corners to as well. Which is a first for me. But these guys coming out now. And James, I, of course, wasn't here last week, so can you give it a little rundown for those who missed it, and myself, of what happened in Singapore?
Yeah, so obviously last week we saw a very interesting end to the race at Singapore, with rain coming down in the last few laps. And it was Surprise Matt who was ahead just before the rain came down, thanks to having better tyres. And then he was able to stay out and take the slicks to the end and just hold off Jason, who pitted and almost closed him down. So it was him that took the victory, Jason in second. And then Cyril Rosberg was third until the final corner, but he crashed out the race. And therefore it was Danny M7 who took that third place. And with Cyril Rosberg therefore non-scoring and STS getting 2 people on the podium, it was a big day for STS. With points coming in that tier 2. So yeah, in terms of the Drivers' Championship, not too much change between Jason and Danny. They're still really tight. I think it's about 10 points between those guys. But yeah, the League Championship now is well in STS's favour now.
Yeah, STS have dominated in both Tier 1 and 2 this season. Unfortunately, we haven't got the updated results available to us this evening. But like you said, I think Danny and Jason are very close at the top of the table. And 3 races left in the season: Japan, USA and Brazil. So your thoughts and your predictions in the comment section on the Twitch stream, and we'll read out some of your comments later on. So 8 minutes 50 gone at the moment. These guys are starting their first flying laps in the rain. Doesn't look like it's going to dry out at the moment. Do slight blue skies above the circuit, but looks like the rain will be staying with us. Is everybody out? Most people are, yeah. Who are you fancying for today's poll then, James? It's wet, so it sort of favours the pad players, but you never know.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure. I think most people are at the front on the wheel, aren't they? So maybe could see someone popping up from a little bit further down the field, which is something that is interesting. But I'm not sure what they're supposed to be doing later in the session. If it starts to dry out, which it looks a little bit drier now than it was at the start of the session, we could see a really mixed up grid then.
Yeah, definitely. And we do enjoy a lovely mixed grid here in ULC. Yellow flags in Sector 1. I can't really see who that's for. So many drivers, 19 drivers here this evening. And I can't really find out who that was. But if you guys want to do, if you want to watch some more F1 this evening, James will be joined by TR Bosley for Tier 1 at 7:30. Am I right, James?
Yeah.
7:30.
Well, no, it should be 7:15. Sorry, last week it was 7:30 because it was Singapore, very long race. But yeah, it should be 7:15 tonight, as long as we're on schedule. But yeah, it'll be directly after.
Lovely. And then, of course, we have the PS4 stream at 8:30, I think. I'm not sure who's doing that one. They haven't confirmed that. But Jason currently on pole with his first lap with a 1:40.8. Unfortunately, I've only written down dry times, so I've got no idea if that's quick or not, James, unfortunately. It looks pretty quick to me.
Yeah, I think in comparison to the other guys, you can tell that it's pretty quick, but I don't see that being the pole time. Still, well over 6 minutes to go. So, yeah, I think that we'll see improvements on that.
Yes, Jolly goes very wide, coming around 130R there before the Casio Triangle. Not the ideal line there. More yellow. Oh, geez, he's taken out the bollard as well. That's nice of him. But yeah, Jason's still on pole at the moment with ESR Verstappen in second, but he is a long, what is that, 5/10 behind Jason at the moment. Sierra Rosberg in third, Brandy in fourth, and Surprise Me in fifth at the moment on circuit. But still a long way to go. Who have we got in the comments? We've got Berserk. Hello, Berserk. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream this evening. And yeah, if you guys want to share the stream out as well on Twitter and Facebook and the rest of them, that would be great. Get as many people watching as we can for tonight's race around Japan. So we just got 4 guys yet to set a time. 3 of those are back in the pit. So we'll stay on board with Clays as he comes through Sector 2. I think he's on a lap. I'll just double check that. Yeah, he is. So Clay's representing TSRL. I have said it right this time, unlike 2 weeks ago while I bottled it. But hopefully I get all the names right this week. But yeah, these guys should really be coming up for another lap soon, James. Not too long left in the session now.
Yeah, and it's quite close to the top now because Drawmaster's just gone second, 0.008 of a second ahead of Brandy. So, as usual, we're seeing a really close qualifying session. Last week, qualifying was just immense, like 1,000ths between Jason and Thomas in both runs that they did.
Wow.
So, yeah, very close. And so on. Danny has also gone within 0.02 of a second of that second position. So, yeah, so close here. Still over 4.5 minutes to go, so yeah, I think it's anyone's game still.
Go on board with. Oh no, don't worry. I was on board with. He said ESR Verstappen, but he said he was in a Sauber. That's very strange. Not really sure what's going on there, because he's meant to be in a Renault. No idea. But yeah, like it's at top, but second to fourth, split by hardly anything here in Japan. And of course, they're all on another lap, so might see some changes here for the lead. Jason still in the pit. It looks like he's going to come out again to try and defend that pole. He's still got 4 minutes left, so he should have enough time. There he goes out of the garage. So Jason coming to try and defend that pole. Still 4 guys yet to do the laps here in ULC. Yeah, but like you said, when the rain hits, James, it can really throw up the grid. So, do you see anybody we normally wouldn't see up there trying to fight for that pole position?
I'm trying to think. Give them from outside of ULC, but I can't think of anyone who particularly sticks out as an amazing rain driver. Obviously, you wouldn't normally expect to see Drawmaster and Brandy up there, so I'd say those are maybe a little bit of a surprise being that high up. But yeah, I'm not sure. I can't really think personally of anyone who strikes me as someone who's very good in the wet compared to their dry.
Normally, guys.
So, yeah, sorry, it's a bit of a boring answer, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I think a lot of people are just good in both, aren't they? I personally don't know.
I'm rubbish in the wet.
I'm atrocious in the rain. That may be purely because I'm not very good at the game in general. So yeah, not yeah. The Shurik with a 2-minute lap, an incredible lap from the Haas driver there. But Jason's still on pole. Let's get on board with him. He's on a lap at the moment, I believe. He's just slowing down. He's just going to start a lap. 2 minutes 20 left, so he should be able to get 2 laps in if he needs to. Unfortunately, we don't know the weather. So James John in the chat has just said Verstappen is mighty in the rain. So we're currently in 5th, so we keep an eye on him in the race if it still rains. So I wish we could see what the weather was like. That's the most annoying thing. If we could see the weather and tyre wear, that would complete a commentary box here in on F1. So Codemasters, if you're watching, can you do that for the next game? That would be brilliant. But Jason just coming through the the S's in Sector 1. Let's see if he's going to improve on his current lap time. He comes around Dunlop. In representing AOR this evening, as he's done all season. Will Jason improve? Can't tell yet. Doesn't tell me. That's really annoying. I swear unless he's... Doesn't it go green or red if he's improved, James? Or is it not? Don't know, unless he's invalidated already.
Sorry, I think I've been having controller problems.
Oh, okay, you didn't hear any of that.
Didn't
Don't
get
worry
any
then.
of that yet.
No, I'm just on board with Jason, and it's not updating his timing, so I presume he must have invalidated, but I'm not really sure. But currently, if you look at the top, so you've got Jason on pole currently, Drawmaster second, Brandy third, Danny in fourth, IK in fifth, who's representing SRL, Verstappen down in sixth, but he's just finishing his lap, Rosberg in seventh, Silent Mole in eighth, lagging all over the place in that Force India, Surprise in ninth, Melanie 10th, and Imp has crashed in Sector 2 there, left wheel gone on the Toro Rosso, unfortunately. So he is out of the race. Well, sorry, out of qualifying for now. So the best of 14th for him. So we got people just. Oh, that's a Silent Mole off at Degner 2, and that is him out of the race. Surprise goes pole. Wow, that's 1,000th splits Surprise and Jason. Jeez, that is close to the top. You still having controller issues, James?
Yeah, it's completely messed up, basically.
Ah, not to worry. So Surprise is currently pole by 1,000. Yeah. So Surprise has pole for now. Still has enough time for one more lap. Jason in second, Drawmaster third, Brandy fourth, Danny in fifth, Clay's sixth, IK in seventh. He's going to be held up slightly. Oh, he had to give that lap up. I think there was a Haas in front of him that's just blocked him off there slightly. I think who's in the Haas? It's going to be Shurik or who's the other Haas driver we've got here? Me. Can't see if it was Shurik. I think it was Shurik actually that blocked him off, unfortunately. But people just finished with that. Brandy's gone pole with a 40.4, 4 tenths quicker than Surprise. That's a great lap from Brandy there to put it on pole for now. But we've still got plenty more drivers to go. IK is in seventh for now. Verstappen will start in 8th place. Jason has gone pole with a 40.3. Jeez, his times are tumbling now. Jason currently on pole. Drawmaster will finish in third. What can Surprise pull out for STS as he comes round the final bend? Surprise goes pole. Jeez, a 40.1. Excellent lap from the Welshman there. 40.1. Jeez. That is it for qualifying. Oh, drifting from Surprise's AI car there. If only that was intentional here. What were we saying in the comments? Anyway, right. So the Japanese qualifying results are Surprise on pole, Jason in second, Brandy third, Drawmaster fourth, Rosberg in fifth, Danny sixth, Clays in seventh, IK in 8th, Verstappen 9th, Melanie 10th, Mastro in 11th, Silent Mole 12th, Saku 13th, Liam in 14th, Gravity 15th, Jolly 16th, Imp 17th, Goblin 18th, and Shurik rounds off the 19 drivers we have here in ULC round number 8. James, are you back with us, or are you still having controller issues? You're still having controller issues. Oh dear. That is unfortunate for James. Hopefully he can get back in. So it looks like we are dry here, but it does look quite overcast, so we may see some more rain as the race progresses. What are you all saying in the comments? Okay, the Mighty Midgets just said it's meant to be dry to wet, so that is dry, wet, dry. Okay, interesting. James, are you back?
Right. Yes, now I am.
Fantastic.
Let's change my batteries. I have no idea what's going on, but it should be fine. Yep.
Good.
I said that, but it won't.
We have Formation App on for ULC, don't we? It's been 2 weeks since the last commentary.
Yeah, no, we had it last week. We had it on in tier 2, but not in tier 1.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I think the tier 1 drivers are very against it, but the tier 2 drivers seem to be okay with it. So,
Okay, interesting. So surprise, we'll start on pole this evening. Oh, wait, no, we're getting straight into the race. That is 5 red lights for the Japanese Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go here in Japan. It looks like Surprise gets a good start off the line. Jason, not too great. Brandy trying to go round his outside, coming into turn 1. All clean so far, it looks like. There's carbon fibre spinning off in the background from Force India, I believe. But Surprise leads as they come through sector 1 and 2. Jason in second, Brandy third, Drawmaster fourth, and Sierra Rosberg in fifth. Oh, it's yellow. Oh, there's contact at the back. It looks like Mastro is round and Saku. Contact between both those drivers. So currently, Surprise still leading the race as they start sector number 2, James.
yeah, we've got a lot of changes down after that top 9. No changes in the top 9 to start off with, but yeah, we've got F1 Gravity up from 15th up into 11th, but he's got no wings, so something's been happening there. And yeah, quite a lot of people seemingly on trouble in this first lap.
Yeah, a lot of contact towards the back. Hopefully these guys at the back haven't got too much damage. Gravity dropping down the grid like a stone at the moment in 14th. Where is he? There he is, with hardly any front wing on that Red Bull, unfortunately for him. Let's quickly look at the position changes on screen. So Gravity did gain, but he's lost a lot of places now and just been overtaken by Goblin as they come towards 130R.
It's
but Surprise still
raining.
leading.
Straight away.
So I missed that, James. You cut out.
We've got rain straight away.
We've got rain.
Drops being seen.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
so no weight on it. It's right from the start.
So we have rain here in Japan. The rain gods are struck again here in Japan, but Brandy really under pressure from Drawmaster as they come through sector 1. Drawmaster trying to get past as quickly as possible. He's on the quicker tyre as well. He's on the super softs. Brandy on the soft tyre. So if you can get past him now, that's going to be ideal for him. Further back, you've got Rosberg and Danny fighting away. These guys have got a lot of people. Oh, Rosberg was very sideways coming out of Dunlop there. Can Danny capitalise on that move as they come through Degner 1 and 2? Can Danny dive down the inside? Doesn't look like he can. But he is also on the alternate compound on the supers. But further back, you've got Clay's not too far back. Verstappen in 8th on this. We've got a big train here, really. From 3rd down to 10th with a silent mole running off those that train there, but rain is coming in. So who will be the master of the pit stops? Who's going to come in first? That is the question we have here in Japan at the moment.
Yeah, and that is going to be a pretty, well, a call that they've got to make pretty soon, basically, because the track already looks really bad just after one lap of rain coming down. I think it'll be one more lap on slicks and then they'll be coming in. So I don't think it'll be too much of a difficult decision. Stacking is going to be the main problem because I reckon everyone's going to want to come in next lap.
Of course, yeah, we've got a lot of guys. You've got, because of both the AOR guys, both the SCS guys, who else have we got together? Or actually, further on, you've got Danny trying to go down the inside of Rosberg. He's been squeezed into the wall by Rosberg. Can he go down the inside? Danny making the move on Rosberg. He's gone pushed wide, but that is Danny up. Oh, and that's Drawmaster and Brandy off as well. Danny has gained about 4 positions in one corner there. I don't really know what happened between Brandy and Drawmaster there, but Drawmaster down to 7th place now. Yeah, it looks like Verstappen has also dropped down as well.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Both Renaults have had some kind of problem.
No idea. Maybe the Renaults are suffering in the rain more than the other cars. That's Verstappen down to 10th place. Has he got any damage? It looks to be okay for now. Maybe he's feeling the rain more than other drivers. Shurik has DNF'd as well. Has he crashed out? No, he's just given up. It looks like DRS is now disabled. So, James, is this the time to come in?
Yeah, definitely. It's. I think it's a pretty obvious call. But yeah, it's just about how much time you lose in the pit stops, basically. I think it's still worth pitting even if you've got a stack, because we've seen on this lap already lots of people running wide. Obviously, we saw Brandy and Drawmaster off the track, and I think that it's worth pitting even if you have to wait in the pit stops. But obviously, it's still very much far from ideal.
Yeah, you can see these guys as they come around Spoon really struggling to stay on the track. As Clays may even lose a place to Rosberg as they come down the second straight surprise, because it's 5 seconds on go exceeding track limits as well. That is not ideal for the man in second place. So these guys are they coming into the pits? It looks like they all are. Surprised if anybody stays out at the moment. Anybody staying out? Oh, Rosberg just gets Clays going into the pits. Oh, and there's contact as well.
This is terrible for SDS because Surprise is serving his penalty, and that's holding up Danny even more.
Oh,
Danny is going to be right down the order here.
Oh, that is not good for Danny. The man leading the championship, delayed in the pit stops, and he's been held up by all the cars going past. Well, Danny down to 14th place now. He will overtake a couple of guys in the pits at the moment as well, but Danny really not ideal for him. And actually, someone's just gone out. Is that Jolly? Who's the other?
Elka's put on more slicks. The Ferrari driver's put on more slicks.
Oh dear.
Unless that's displaying wrong. He's on slicks on my screen.
Let's look at the tyres. No, he's on the Inters, but on our screens he's got the mediums on. So I'm not really sure what's going on there for IK.
I was thinking that would be a bit of a crazy decision.
Yeah, everyone is on the Inters now. Let's look at the position changes. So who's really gained here? Looks like Liam C. 8 positions gained off the start there. And what else have we got? Jolly gaining 6. Goblin gaining 5. Silent Mole gaining 5. And the big loser really is Brandy losing 5 positions off the start, James. So, but only lap 4 of 27, so still plenty more action here.
Yeah, and we've still got obviously that weather change again. We expect to go back to dry, don't we? So with the rain coming a little bit earlier, that'll be interesting. But yeah, certainly a lot of changes to these early few laps, and now it's all about these drivers trying to get back into the positions that they were, or they're not going to be very happy with how their races gone. Yeah,
Danny just on board trying to overtake Goblin through Spoon, not really making any ground up as of yet, in 13th place. Don't think he's going to make a move in these wet conditions in 130R, but he may do a diving move into the Casio Triangle. Does he do it? Doesn't look like at the moment, but the current grid is Jason in first, Rawmaster second, Rosberg in third, Surprise in fourth, Clays fifth, Liam C in sixth, Silent Mole in seventh, Brandy eighth, Verstappen ninth, and Jolly rounds off the 10 drivers we have here at the moment. And Brandy's just got past Silent Mole. Silent Mole's gone deep into turn 1. That's Verstappen pass as well. Verstappen up into 8th place, the last points paying position. So Silent Mole having some trouble in these wet conditions, down to 9th place at the moment. But he's got a little bit of a gap to Jolly now, so he's got time to gain his composure back again, and hopefully he can press on in this race. Like I said, lap 5 of 27, so still loads more racing to come. And of course, the rain should go away and we should see some more dry running at the end of the race. So more pit stop madness here in Japan, hopefully.
Yeah, and we've already seen big changes in position. I'm just looking at Maestro. Obviously, he had that first lap contact. He's played the strategy well. I think he went a lap earlier and he's managed to get back up into 12th. So despite that problem on lap 1, he's now back into contention for possibly points later on in the race. So and obviously we know that Danny is that big loser, along with Melanie as well. He's down in 17th position, the SRL driver.
Yeah, not ideal for Melanie, and he also has a penalty for corner cutting on lap number 2, so I don't really know what went wrong with Melanie. But Brandy almost side by side with Liam as they come through 130. I tried to move through Spoon, but didn't put it off. Couldn't go down the inside here, looks a little bit too far back. We'll stay on board with the Red Bull drivers. They come round the final bend to start lap number 6 here in Japan. Can the Red Bull driver make any moves on Liam? He's in his slipstream coming down towards turn 1. He goes to the outside line. Can he go around the outside on this lap? It's going to be tricky in these wet conditions. He's there. Liam holds the inside line. Liam's gone wide a little bit, but can he make the move down the inside? It doesn't look like he can at the moment. Liam, a great defensive driver at the moment, defending from Brandy, but this is allowing Verstappen to catch up as well, so they're going to have to be careful if they keep on battling. But Jason just looking, James got a 9-second lead over Drawmaster.
Yeah, he's definitely the strongest driver out there at the moment. He's played these conditions perfectly in terms of not pushing too hard when the grip was low, and also keeping up his speed now once the switch for inters was made. So yeah, looking really good for him. Only lap 6, 9.7 second gap, so that's looking pretty ominous. I don't think I can see anyone challenging him for pace. He's just got to make sure he's mistake free for the rest of the race.
Yeah, I think Jason's... Oh, geez, that's Liam going very sideways, and that's going to allow Brandy to go up his inside. Can Brandy pull and move off now? He's got the inside line for Spoon, so he should be able to get this. He's pushed Liam wide a little bit there, and that is Brandy up into 6th place, and Verstappen's tagging on to this little train now. This is a perfect opportunity for the Renault driver behind. So Brandy up into 6th place now, and he's got Clays up ahead of him. The next man on his hit list, but further up the grid, you've got Surprise... not too far off the back of Rosberg. Rosberg right in the back of Drawmaster. Stay on board with Rosberg as they come round the final bend to start lap number 7. Can the AOR man get the RGL man? That is a question. 4 tenths behind at the moment. If Drawmaster makes a mistake, we could see a move from Rosberg. But as we've seen in the past, Drawmaster is a consistent driver. So nice and clean through turn 1. So Rosberg not making any ground at the moment. But further down, just look at the gaps. Looks like Liam and Verstappen the closest ones on track at the moment. And no, I take that back. It's a silent mole on Verstappen. Verstappen made a mistake through turn 1, and that's allowed the silent mole to come back into play. So still battling for points, these guys. Of course, in tier 2, it's only first to 8 that get points, unlike in tier 1, which is first to 10th. Is there a reason for that, James, or is this the way Gorsh likes to
Well, it's just because obviously tier 2 is for the 3rd and 4th best drivers in these leagues. So it wouldn't work if they offered the same points, because some leagues would put their best drivers into tier 2 to score more points. So it has to be worth less points to make sure that there's no unfair business going on, basically.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Just an update on Danny, James. He's still stuck behind Goblin, and he hasn't got any ground at all. So Jason is this is his golden ticket, let's say, in these races. Sorry, in this championship now, and it's going to take a big hit to Danny's championship hopes in ULC if he doesn't get a move on. I know it's only there's still 20 laps to go here, so there's still plenty of time for Danny, but he's struggling. Goblin's doing a great job of keeping him behind him. I can't give credit to him. But up ahead, you got K up ahead in 11th. Jolly is in 10th. What else have we got close? Rosberg and Drawmaster even closer again as they come through. Rosberg down the inside of Drawmaster, and that is him up into 2nd place. Surprise isn't too far back, so Drawmaster may lose 2 positions within Sector 1. Gravity's retired from the session. Is that a crash or a DNF? He's just given up, it looks like. Not really sure why. So he's just given up on the 2nd straight there. But Drawmaster losing ground already to Rosberg, 8 tenths in Sector 1 alone. So he's going to have to be careful of Surprise, who and with this game, James, it seems to be a little bit easy for pad drivers, as we know Surprise is a pad god on the F1 games, and I can see Surprise getting past relatively easily in these wet conditions.
Yeah, so obviously that's about the force feedback. You get a very light sensation on the wheel, but it's not as different on the controller, and that's obviously playing to the advantage now of Surprise, who is probably quick. Well, we know is quicker anyway than Drawmaster, and was running in 2nd, but yeah, he's got that further advantage now. But I would expect him to go through soon. It's just about what Rosberg can do. Crucial that AOR are beating SDS, mostly just for pride now, though. In terms of points, they're out of it.
Yeah, unless something manic happens to SDS, I can sort of see him winning the championship here. But Surprise losing a little bit of time to the Casio Triangle there, so not on the back of Drawmaster as of yet. But we've seen Drawmaster make a mistake on the last lap and allowing Rosberg through, so Surprise just piling on the pressure onto the RGL man. And keep an eye on... oh, that's a surprise on the grass as well. Or maybe there's a little bit of lag, I'm not sure. But they come through the first sector, sweeping S's here in Japan. But Rosberg not getting too far away from these guys. So the longer they battle, the further they will get away. But Jason has a 10.3 second lead now on Rosberg. See if Rosberg can close that gap down to his teammate. Further down, Clay's in 5th on his own. He's just chilling at the moment. Brandy further back in 6th. Liam C in 7th. Surprise gets a penalty as well. That is really not ideal for the SCS man, who's had 2 sets of penalties already with the 5-second stop and go and the 3-second now, unfortunately for him. But Liam in 7th. Verstappen in 8th. Silent Mole in 9th. And Jolly rounds off the top 10 drivers, who's under pressure from IK actually in 11th.
Yeah, Danny is making a little bit of progress now, but as it currently stands, and this is completely up to date, he's got an 8-point championship lead on Jason. So if this stays as it is at the moment, he's going to be 7 points behind after today. So really important that he gets as many points as possible now. He's not going to be able to get a major result. He'll be aiming maybe to get that 7th. Currently Liam C. That's about 10 seconds. He might be able to make that up. I can't see him going much higher than that, though.
Yeah, Danny's going to have to put his foot down if he wants to get anywhere tonight, James. And, you know, we've seen Danny do it in the past, coming through the grid. Well, I've personally seen him in other leagues when he's done it. So he'll be on a mission tonight. So the sweat in his room will be incredible, I can imagine, right now, trying to claw his way back up the grid. But currently in P12. So he's got 4 positions to gain until he gets back into the points. But Jason's still leading at the moment. That gap is increasing as well. So Rosberg not gaining any ground, but I think we will see some changes once the rain starts to die off. It has sort of died off on my screen. James, not as coming down as heavy as it was, but you never know with this game. With we've seen it when it can be actually quicker when on dry tyres in the rain, but maybe that was just a glitch, I think.
Yeah, it is pretty strange sometimes how the grip levels work out. Oh, surprise almost goes into Drawmaster there. But yeah, I think it is starting to get a little bit drier now. Still a long way away from going onto those slick tyres, but yeah, I think we're past the worst of the weather now. And drivers will just be thinking about what tyres they've got to use to the end, because that could be crucial. If you go too hard on the compounds, you could be really caught out. If you go too soft, obviously, you're going to have no tyres at the end. So drivers are just going to be thinking about that now, trying to work out which lap they'll be going over to slicks possibly. I'm sure that they've got Jeff telling them whenabouts the rain is going to completely subside. But yeah, they're just going to be thinking about that now.
Yeah, can
and
imagine them
focusing on driving as well.
Yeah, I can imagine them constantly pressing the button for weather updates on the little dashboard they have in the car. But Brandy's just got past Clay's through Spoon, and a great little move. Clay's trying to get him back through 130R in the rain as well, but Clay's not managed to do it. But Clay's got a better run out of the final corner, and this could allow the Williams man. He's gone up the inside coming into turn 1. Oh, he's gone deep as contact between both of them. Oh, wheel bash. Oh no, and that is Clay's round at turn 1. That's going to allow Liam Verstappen and the Silent Mole through. Clay's down to 9th place. That may allow Jolly and IK through as well. No, they're not going to get through as well. But Clay's contact with Brandy, more of a racing incident, a bit of tyre bashing between both the drivers. Hopefully neither have got any damage on those cars. But Clay's under pressure from Jolly as well, and Ike trying to go around the outside. He's going to almost popping up the inside to Dunlop there, but doesn't pull the move off. But yeah, contact between Clay's and Brandy, unfortunately, more of a racing incident if anything there. But that has promoted Verstappen, Liam and Silent Mole, so that is they'll be happy in their little cockpits. But Rosberg leaves an even more time to Jason. James, I think Jason, well, without trying to commentate cursing me, I think he's got the race in his secure. Oh, and that's Jolly getting very sideways, and he's lost the place to IK, and he's going to lose the place to Danny as well. So Danny up to 11th. Sorry, trying to talk to you, but then things keep on happening on track. But yeah, Danny up to 11th. Jolly made a mistake there, and he's under pressure from Goblin. But Goblin trying to go down the inside as well of Jolly, but doesn't make the move stick. But yeah, Jason, I think it's his race to lose now, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. He's got the pace. Obviously, he's got the track position and the gap as well. The only thing that can hold him back, really, realistically, I can't see him crashing unforced, would be getting the tyre switch wrong. Obviously, we saw last week that was so massive, the tyre switch. It ended up being pretty equal, but yeah, quite easily we know driving on the wrong tyres can cost you a lot. But he's got that gap to be able to play it safe, and obviously he's got a teammate as well. He's probably in communication with to help him out on that. So I'm pretty confident Jason has got this one. And I'm just looking at Danny from the onboard camera. I think he's got a little bit of damage on that left-hand side. Nothing major, but definitely not showing all of the end plates.
Yeah, I just noticed that on my screen there. Danny, well, if he's still managing on this quick with half a front wing, well, almost half a front wing, he's doing a great job. But James, it looks like the rain has stopped on my screen, so these guys will be coming in soon enough. Just looking at the comments, we've got John asking what happened to Danny. So Danny got held up by Surprise in the pit stop because Surprise had a 5-second stop and go. So Danny dropped down to 13th after the rain pit stop. So that's why Danny is so far down. He's still got another 3 positions to make up if he wants to get back into the point as well. But he may work it well in the pit stop. Lap 12:27. So it's going to be who's going to be able to do the best Jensen Button impression and go on to the wet, so dry tyres in these still slightly damp conditions. Yellow flags in sector 2. Not really sure who that was for. Saku. He's going to lose a place to Imp as well.
Yeah, he's lost a bit of his wing as well, so he's going to have to come into the pits. Could try the slicks maybe.
A bit too early, I think.
Here. Not really much point in coming in for Inters now with that damage.
No, don't think. Oh, Saku, where are you off to? Saku off to Narnia, 130R there. But we'll sample with him, see if he comes in and onto the slick tyres. Just, but like you said, James, would be our guinea pig. He is coming in, it looks like. Surely he's got to go on to a set of dries. He'd be wasting too much time going to another set of Inters.
Yeah. I'd be very surprised if he went on to Inters.
It's Inters on my screen.
Yep. Same here. I don't really see the point in that, to be honest.
Yeah.
The race is over for you anyway. I would have definitely gone slicks there. I know it's probably not ready, and you probably end up losing more time, but you might as well just take the gamble.
Yeah, it's some entertainment for us in the commentary box.
Yeah. Maybe he just wants to make sure that he finishes the race.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But the Silent Mole has got past Liam. So Silent Mole up to 7th place. But Liam does have a comfortable gap to IK behind us, 2.1 seconds. So not too bad for Liam. The closest gap we really have is Surprise and Drawmaster. 7/10 split those guys. Closest on track at the moment from what I can see. But there still looks a little bit too wet to come in, James, at the moment. Unless if these guys are my pit now, and I'll prove completely wrong. But it still looks a little bit too wet.
Yeah, I think people are starting to struggle a little bit with overheating because I'm seeing a lot more moments now than I was earlier. The Silent Mobs had a big moment. Yeah, I think we're seeing quite a few drivers now just starting to lose the grip a little bit in these Inters through wear and a bit of overheating. So I think the slicks are close, but as you say, yeah, not quite there yet.
Yeah, I don't know. Is the game advanced enough so if you run offline, you'll keep the tyres cold? That's what drivers do in real life. I don't know whether it comes into this game.
I doubt it. There's not that much standing water on the side of the track anyway, is there?
Yeah.
So I don't think it would make a great deal of difference. I'm not sure. Probably not, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks like Liam is really struggling in that McLaren for TWRL. His back end is stepping out like a treat here, and IK's got a second on him in half a lap. So Liam really struggling on these intermediate tyres at the moment. They're pretty worn. They've been on them for a while now. But that looks like the closest gap we have at the moment. Now 8 tenths now. So IK on an absolute mission to catch Liam to get the last points position here in ULC. But guys, if you are enjoying it, don't forget that we do have more racing with Tier 1 at 7:15 with Bosley and James, and also the PS4 stream at 8:30 Yet to know who is commentating that. I will find out for you in a little bit.
Of course, I should just point out with that Tier 1 race, we could see the championship crowned because Finn has got a 35-point gap now. 3 rounds remaining, so if he gains 15 points on Matisse tonight, he will take the championship. So that's a reason to come on over and watch the Tier 1 race afterwards. Oh, we've got our first pitter. Drawmaster's in.
Drawmaster is in. Looks like he's gone onto the soft tyres as well. So going to the end. I've got floating tyres in the background yet again. But actually, IK and Liam see side by side as they come towards turn number 1. Who will make the move? Liam on the inside. Can IK go round the outside? Doesn't look like he can. He's pushed wide slightly by Liam. But Liam losing the back end. Can IK go round his outside? The S's? No, he can't. That looks like Liam blocking him off nicely there. So Liam stays in 7th for now. But IK right on his gearbox through the S's, coming round to end the sector. And a lot of guys into the pitch, James, as well. You've got Clays, Danny, Mastro, Melanie, but IK coming up the inside through Dunlop. That's a great move from the Ferrari driver, up into 7th for the SRL man, and that's a great move from him.
Yeah, these guys have pitted. Just coming out the pits now, we got Drawmaster was the first one. Danny changed his wing, which is crucial, so he's lost another big chunk of time now in the pit lane. I don't think these slicks are quite ready yet. Drawmaster doesn't seem to be going very quickly on board with him. Let's see how the other guys are faring. Obviously, it will take a little bit of time to get those tyres up to temperature, and that is so painful. But yeah, I think these guys on the slicks are going to be losing time at the moment. I think the Inters are still the better tyre.
Yeah, just on board with Danny and Mastro. They're all over the place as they finish Sector 1. And Mastro actually looking really tasty behind Danny. But yeah, I think it is a lap too early, James. So let's see if the race leaders come in on this lap. Just on board with Jason. Jason's staying out for another lap, actually. Interesting. So unless Rosberg is coming in. No, Rosberg's staying out as well. So
yeah, well,
maybe a mistake from the guys who come on.
Jason isn't going to take that risk, is he? He can afford to do this. But Rosberg, he's got to worry about it a little bit if Surprise does something different to him. But as it turns out, he hasn't, so it's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, but we've got Liam, IK and Jolly all coming into the pits on lap 16. So the current top 6 is Jason, Rosberg, Surprise, Brandy, Verstappen and the Silent Mole. All those guys still on intermediate tyres. Imp still on intermediate tyres. Clays. And Clays is the last man on Inters, but Clays will get at him as well.
Yeah, these Inters are way quicker, actually. Look, Imp has just passed Drawmaster. Drawmaster's on fresh slicks. And Imp is on really old intermediate tyres. He's gone through and he's pulling away already. So these slicks are actually a long way off, further than I first thought. So these guys on the slicks are really going to be losing out to the top 6 who've stayed out. We could see a big shift here in the points paying positions. Yeah,
this is incredible. I thought the dry tyres would come into play a lot sooner, but it looks like all these guys are struggling. Like you said, Imp is just blown away Drawmaster behind him, and he's currently getting a load of positions off the guys who have come in. Danny's actually could drop back down to 13th place for now, but of course some people have yet to pit. Jolly gets a 3-second penalty, but Jason staying out. They're all staying out for another lap, James. So I didn't expect this.
Yeah, I think you've got to really. You can't, based off the people so far. Oh, Verstappen's coming in. Silent Mole stays out. This is surely going to be the last lap now, but yeah, based off the other people, you can't really pit for slicks. It would just be a little bit kind of going against the evidence that's right in front of you. But yeah, it's really got to be soon. But I'm very surprised with this. Look, Imp is 5 seconds ahead of Drawmaster. Wow. I really thought it would not be a 5-second difference between the tyres that way round at this stage. It's taking a long time to dry up.
Yeah, it's incredible how long it's taken, but Verstappen comes out in 7th place at the moment, so let's see if he's the only man coming in on lap 17, so maybe he's got it right, but we'll keep an eye on the gap. See if Clays is getting past these guys as well. Clays just destroyed Drawmaster, and we'll see if Clays can power on and catch up Verstappen quickly. We still know the Inters are the ideal tyre here in Japan. But further up, so Jason's still leading, of course. Rosberg second, Surprise in third, Brandy fourth, and Silent Mola in fifth. Where are these guys on track? So Jason comes... He's going round again. Wow. I don't know what's going on, James.
But it's working for him, isn't it? It's crazy.
Yeah.
We thought he would have been in 2 or 3 laps ago, but it is absolutely working for these top 6 guys. Rosberg stays out as well. And yeah, it is, because Clays is catching up with Verstappen. So it is definitely still intermediate tyres quite comfortably on the clocks. I think wear could be more of a problem for these Inters runners rather than like having to pit because they're losing time.
Yeah, I was going to say that wear will come into play. But Verstappen has been caught rapidly by Clays, the different compounds. Verstappen came in too early. I thought he timed it right, but clearly not, because these guys on the Inters are still absolutely flying here in Japan. We'll stay on board with Clays and Verstappen battling for P7 and P8 at the moment as they come through the Casa Triangle. Clays catching up rapidly to Verstappen. The tyre difference is just incredible. Verstappen losing the back end coming out. Oh, no, there's contact there. Luckily, both stay on track, but the side-by-side coming round the final bend. Both no damage for either guy so far, but Clays on those Inters is flying past Verstappen as they come through turn 1. That is Clays up into 7th place. Back into the points, but yeah, these tyres, I'm not really sure what's going on, and hopefully there's no glitch or anything for these guys. But everyone on the softs, apart from Melanie, who's on the supers. But 9 laps to go. Still, there's no rain on track. That's what I don't get, James, because that water's just staying there.
Yes, you can see a few clouds in the sky, but it's not really overcast or anything. This is like doing the weather forecast now, but yeah, it looks like there's a fair amount of sun out there. Oh, Jason's in. Jason's finally come in. But that, I would say that's the wrong call, based off the current times are still well in the favour of the intermediate tyres. And we haven't seen the DRS enabled bit yet, have we?
Yeah, I was going to say.
So that's what we wait for, and there's no sign of that at the moment. Oh, but seems like most people are coming in now. Surprise is coming in as well. Brandy and Rosberg are staying out. What is Silent Mole going to do? Imp and Clays are the only 2 other guys out there on intermediates. Yeah, Mole is coming in, so it's just a few guys. Oh, Jason's displaying his intermediates on mine. Don't tell me he's coming for more intermediates.
He stopped twice, and he's gone back onto intermediates. So I don't know whether that's a mistake from Jason, or maybe he feels it's
crazy.
This is a crazy race here. Jason's gone out.
That
so
is
Jason
so
has pitted.
risky.
I know. Okay, so Jason has pitted for another set of intermediate tyres here in Japan. So Rosberg.
I'll tell you what, this looks like a good
Oh,
call.
Rosberg's
so
got
far.
a puncture. Rosberg's got a puncture. Left, right. Right front puncture for Rosberg. So he stayed up for too long, and Rosberg has got a puncture here in Japan. That is not ideal for him.
Watch out for Brandy then. He's the other guy staying out the intermediate. So is TSL Clays. So yeah, that explains why Jason's come in for new Inters. He's still absolutely certain that the Inters are the quickest tyres. So he thinks it's worth doing more laps on them, but he just thinks that he has to pit. And that's actually worked out for him, crazily, because now he's got a 26-second gap, or a 30-second gap almost, just surprise, and he's still on the correct tyres for the moment. So,
wow.
Yeah, looks like safety first approach by Jason, which was also a risky approach in the same breath. It's actually worked out quite well.
Yeah,
Rosberg and Brandy are now in. What are they going to do?
I was going to say, what are they going to do? Right, Brandy's on his.
Because they haven't got that big gap behind to play with, have they? So they've got to go slicks. Jason had that breathing space, which allowed him to go Inters.
Well, Brandy's gone back onto Inters, and so was.
Crikey! They're really confident it's not going to dry out. And you know what? TSL Clays has just passed the Silent Mole, who's on super softs as well.
This race is crazy, but Clays is finally coming in actually. So we'll see if Clays goes on to Inters as well. I don't understand. I think there must be something wrong with the game because it's just glitched, and he's going on to super softs actually.
As well, what's going on as well? Because Rosberg had a puncture, he's still ahead of Surprise. How does that work?
Wow.
He's driven incredibly quickly on that punctured tyre. That's really impressive.
He was going quite quick to 130R somehow with a punctured tyre, so I'm not really sure how he did that.
That's definitely something to ask him at the end of the race. He's picked up a time penalty. But yeah, I'm surprised those guys went onto those tyres because it's not future-proofing. Because surely it is going to dry out eventually. It has to.
Well, I don't know. It hasn't rained for laps and laps and laps, James, so I don't really know what's going on because there's still spray on track. So I don't really know what's going on with... Oh, Liam almost losing the back end there. I really don't know what's going on here. But the top three still on Inters. So Jason, Brandy and Rosberg all on intermediate tyres. Jason has a 23-second lead. Surprise in 4th. Silent Mole 5th. Verstappen 6th. Drawmaster in 7th. And Imp, who started way back on the grid, is up to 8th, James. He's just timed this perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah, if anything, he's come out of completely nowhere, hasn't he? But that's worked out really well for him. That's good for BPRL. They obviously have struggled this season. They'll be the first people to admit that. And they're on for a point at the moment, so they'll be really happy with that. And certainly one that didn't look like it was on.
Yeah, Imp BPL, not the greatest of seasons, but it may turn around here in Japan with Imp in 8th. Goblin down to 16th, unfortunately, but who's that? Cam Talbot has DRS been enabled? It hasn't yet, so still technically wet conditions here in Japan, but Verstappen right on the back of the Silent Mole. Verstappen on soft, Silent Mole on supers as they come through the S's. Can the Renault man get past the Force India man? He's right on his gearbox to come round Dunlop towards the end of sector number 1. It's the closest gap we have on track at the moment. Can he make a move through sector 1 and 2? Doesn't look like he can. So we'll keep an eye on this battle.
Slicks are in business. Slicks are now quicker. Surprise is taking time out of Rosberg.
And DRS enabled. There we go. So yeah, those guys had a good few laps on the Inters, but now they're going to be caught out. It's okay for Jason, he's got a gap. But those guys, yeah, they did make a mistake going on to the other set of intermediates. I can see why they did it, though. But, yeah, that is not going to work for them. They're going to go crashing down the order. Yeah, I think Brandy and Ross are going to lose a load of positions here. Jason going on to the soft tyres. Will Brandy come in as well? Surely all the Inter guys got to come in now. Yeah, they're all in. So Surprise will take... will he take first? No, he won't. He'll take second for now. We'll see where the other two drop down, actually. Brandy going on supers. Rosberg still coming in, actually. Clays gets a penalty. Rosberg going on to the softs as well, it looks like, on my screen. Would have thought you got on to the supers with 5 laps to go. Not really sure what he's doing.
Silent Mole's up into the podium position now. So that battle between him and Verstappen is really crucial.
Yeah, I was going to say that Verstappen and Silent Mole battling for the last podium spot at the moment, so we'll keep an eye on this battle. Verstappen right on the back of the Silent Mole in sector 1 at the moment. But finally we have dry conditions, James, after a really bizarre period. Yeah,
I was starting to get like you and thinking, hang on, is it actually ever going to dry out? But yeah, it doesn't look any drier than what it was when the Inters were still working. So that's so strange. Really, one of the strangest periods of racing I've seen. But yeah, in the end, it has really switched up that order. Still Jason in the lead, but he's got a much smaller gap now. Surprise has worked out really well for him. And there, yeah, that really big battle now for 3rd place. Big losers, Brandy, Drawmaster and Rosberg. And Danny as well. He's still in 10th, so not looking like he's going to make the progress we thought he might. Yeah, he's not too far off the back of Clays, so he's still got 5 laps to gain 2 positions, so he could potentially get into the points. Saku gaining place on Jolly, who's just coming to the pits in 17th. Of course, no points for those guys down there. But it was a late lunge. Oh, it was contact. Oh no! What? Goal Myers, Verstappen, and the Silent Mole contacted the Casio triangle. And the Silent Mole car got some air there, but
I was a late lunge from the Renault man there. I think
Way too late.
I did not see that happening, James.
Yeah, sorry to Verstappen, but yeah, that was too late. That was, especially in these kind of still pretty slippery conditions, that was just a risk too many. And I think the silent was given up because he hasn't taken control of his car now. He's still in 7th, so I'm not sure why I know he's back now. But yeah, that's going to be really disappointing. Was on for a podium. He's had a frustrating season, and that would have been a good result for him. But yeah, I think Verstappen could be in a bit of trouble for that one. I think he tried. You could see. I think he was trying to bump Mole back round, wasn't he? To get him in the right direction. But that just put Mole's car in the air, which didn't really help, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is unfortunate contact there between those guys. But Verstappen's still in P3 for now. James, do you mind checking the penalties for me? We've been asked by the mighty midget if we can get the penalties up.
Nothing for Jason. One for surprise because obviously he served his, didn't he?
Yeah.
Verstappen has got absolutely nothing. Brandy's got 1 warning. Rosberg's got 1 penalty. Strawmass has got 1 warning. And Mole has 2 warnings. With Imp on nothing. Anyone else you want to know?
No, that's fine. No, I just wanted it was the guys in the comments that were asking. But Danny, on the back of Clay's now, Danny getting somewhere, but he's only got 3 laps to overtake Clay's and Imp. So I personally don't think he's going to be able to. He hasn't got enough time to do it to get or make up almost 4 seconds. He might do, never know. But he's got cars in his way, so I honestly can't see Danny doing it. But Jason's gap is only 4.9 seconds, James. So I say that, and it's just increasing. So ignore what I said. Jason, oh no, he's gone back down again. So we'll keep an eye on that gap battling between Surprise and Jason. But Danny on the back of Clay's here as they come through Degner 1 and 2. Will we see a move from Danny? Doesn't look like. I haven't seen many moves into the Degners actually. As Danny, well, he's just got a penalty. So
well, that's any chance of a point gone.
Yep.
Yeah, because we said that Imp has got absolutely no warnings. So yeah, no points for Danny today. Looking like 15 for Jason. So 7-point lead now for Jason in the Tier 2 Drivers' Championship. I think that's a really disappointing day for Danny, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think if he'd made the correct call in terms of tyres and not pitted too early, I think he would have been around about that podium position with all the problems that the other guys have had. So, unfortunately, that chance of recovery is kind of gone in very odd circumstances. Not really his fault.
Yeah, but Danny right on the back of Clay's here. But yeah, I think if Danny had stayed out, I think he would have been fine. Of course, he did have that front wing damage, so maybe he wanted to pit to just sort of get more control of the car. But then the wet conditions stayed for so long here in Japan. But 3 laps to go. Danny diving, a little bit of a weave there, trying to fake the move down the inside of Clay's. Clay's is on the softer tyre though. But of course no points for these guys, and like James said, Danny's going to be 7 points behind Jason in the championship with 2 races remaining, USA and Brazil over the next 2 weeks, so don't forget to tune in for those races. With Jason still leading, but Danny's going to try it down the inside through Dunlop. Doesn't almost side by side through there, but doesn't manage the move. Danny there, but further up, Imp is in the last points position. Danny, there we go. He's made a move finally. A bit of wheel bashing with Clay's, but Danny's made it through. But no points, of course, like I said. What else we got? Rosberg and Brandy are very close on track as well as they come through towards 130R.
Yeah, that's looking like Rosberg definitely has the advantage at the moment, and he goes for it. And that was quite similar to the Verstappen move, just a little bit too late, really. I'd say it's still not full grip in these conditions, is it? So I think you've got to be a little bit careful with this overtaking. He's got really good running on the straight though, and he's looking inside and outside, but yeah, no way through. Brandy's keeping the line very nicely.
Yeah, Brandy holding him off for now. Danny getting back past Clays, it looks like, on my little on the telemetry. But we'll send ball with Brandy and Rosberg. The battle for P number 4 and 5 on track. But currently it is Jason in first, Surprise in second, Verstappen third, Brandy fourth, Rosberg fifth, Drawmaster in sixth, Silent Mole in seventh, and BPRL Imp rounds off the top 8 here in Japan. Yeah, I don't think Danny's going to get Imp with 4.8 seconds over 2 laps. It'd be some incredible drive if he could do that, but it doesn't look like it. But Brandy really under pressure from Rosberg. Rosberg trying it down the inside into Spoon. Can he make the move stick? Oh, Rosberg's round! Rosberg onto the grass, and there's contact between both the drivers there. And will that allow, that's going to allow Drawmaster through as well. Rosberg down into 6th place there.
Yeah, he obviously really wanted that P4, and it's not worked out for him. Thankfully for him, he's only lost 1 additional position, so that hasn't worked out too badly for him. But yeah, certainly a shame for Rosberg. His race really has gone a bit downhill from 2nd position. Down in 6th, that's not a good result, unfortunately, for him.
No, it's really not for the AOR man. Down in 6th place, so he won't be getting many points this evening. But that has allowed Drawmaster to get through. Some more points for RGL, but of course that decision for Verstappen's penalty is still pending with that contact with the Silent Mole, so we have to wait and until after, so what see what the stewards say about the incident. But surprise, no. So that's I think that's Saku just getting in the way of Surprise there. But Jason, an interesting drive, James, with the conditions we had. But he's been pretty dominant, helped massively that Surprise had a penalty, and that held up Danny in the pit stop phase and the whole tyre and track issues we had. But Jason will come round the final bend to win here in Japan, and that will allow him to get a 7-point lead over his rival Danny in the championship standing. Surprise will take P number 2. Verstappen will take P3, but of course that is still pending. We'll have to wait until after the race to see what happens there. But any moves late on? See anything on the track, James?
Yeah, I think they're all pretty spread out now. I think about for 12th is probably the closest thing. Well, I suppose we'll catch that a little bit later. But yeah, great win for Danny. I think it just shows that additional pit stop, and he still managed to win comfortably. So just shows how much of a great drive it was from him. Seen a few more people coming through now. Brandy 4th, Drawmaster 6th, Silent Mole has come to a 7th, but could have been a podium very easily for him. And BPRM picks up a point there, with Danny falling 4.2 seconds behind in 9th position in the end. Although actually, that was with a penalty, wasn't it, for Danny? So he ended up 1.2 seconds behind. That's a mighty effort in those last few laps. He was really giving it all he could to get that 1 point. But yeah, ended up short.
Yeah, I just wanted to look at the position changes. So it was Imp really the winner. Oh, they're doing some sort of human centipede here around Dunlop. They're just collecting more drivers as they go around. The AI really confused me after the races. I don't. What is that? Oh dear me. But yeah, guys, if you got any questions for... Liam comes straight in. Oh dear me. So if you got any questions for the guys in the commentary box, let us know in the chat, or we can ask them away. But James, driver of the day for you here in Japan?
I would go with either Jason, great drive from him, or PPRM. I think really a great recovery from him because he was quite low down early on, wasn't he, as well? So it wasn't like it was a normal race run. I think he did have some problems, but yeah, fantastic for him to pick up a point. I think that's really good. So yeah, those would be my two picks.
Yeah, I think him starting 17th and finishing in 8th is a great result for him. Who are we waiting on? Mastro's just doing donuts for us.
Yeah, this will be his final race. He can't make any of the other ones, so he's making the most of it. And yeah. In terms of just thinking about the battle in the championship, RGL, even if Verstappen does pick up a penalty, he's still going to get a reasonable point haul. So a really good day for RGL there in terms of their battle for 4th in the league championship, or at least consolidating their 5th.
Yeah, we'll have to update everybody on the standings next week. But if you do follow the ULC page, they will be updated on there. But like I said, if you've got any questions for the guys, let us know, and we can ask away. It could be absolutely anything, hopefully within reason. We won't have anything too silly asking the drivers. But there we go. Sauber on the podium with Lewis Hamilton on the podium there with and then Verstappen on the final spot. But here we go. So Jason wins it in Japan. Surprising second. Verstappen third. Brandy fourth. Drawmaster fifth. Rosberg sixth. Ocon in seventh. That is Silent Mole in seventh. Imp eighth. Danny in ninth. iClay 10th. Clay's 11th. Melanie 12th. Liam C 13th. Saku 14th. Jolly 15th. Goblin 16th. Mastro in 17th. Gravity 18th. And Shurik rounds off the 19 drivers here. But of course Gravity and Shurik did not finish the race here in Japan. But we'll get the drivers into the commentary box and we can ask them away some questions. Right, let's get these guys in and we can ask them some questions. Oh, game's playing up for me. Thank you, game. Right, so it's Jason. Right, I don't know what's going on with my Xbox. Right, there we go. So Jason, surprise. Where is he on my list? There he is. Oh, people keep on leaving the lobby and it moves the players up and down. I can't actually invite them to the party. It's a pain. And where is he? Verstappen. Oh no, invite to party. So just waiting on Verstappen, and then we can get going with these interviews. So everybody is here. So guys, if you can all include your audio, that would be fantastic. So I'll start with Jason. Congratulations, Jason, on another win in ULC. You've increased that gap to Danny by 7 points with his misfortunes this evening. But really strange conditions here in Japan for you.
Yeah, that was I thought it was going to be a really good race, but kind of got ruined by the pit stop. The first stop, Surprise got held up by, I don't know, like 10 seconds. It was ridiculous. Everybody coming in. And I was just lucky that Sauber was at the end of the pit lane, so I could just go out straight away. And Rosberg also gained those places. And yeah, after that, I was just trying to keep on the track. I had about 10-second gap, so there was no need to push. But with the conditions drying out, and then of course they didn't go to dries for about 10 laps, even though it stopped raining. So it was quite lucky that I was on the last corner when the DRS eventually got enabled, so I could just come in the pits for softs. Surprise got pretty close at the end as well. I wasn't expecting that, but pretty easy win, but a lot of luck involved in that as well.
Yeah, it was just in the commentary box there were the weird conditions in Japan. How close were your first set of inters at the end of that stint?
75%. I had to be that lap.
Oh wow! Because of course your teammate Rosberg had a puncture as well. So
yeah, he had 79% wear, so he was really,
geez.
really unlucky.
Yeah, lucky for him, and I think he had a bit of a contact with Brandy as well, so he dropped down a 6th, I think. So unfortunate for him, but congratulations again on the win, and I'll hand it over to James to talk to Surprise.
Yeah, so obviously a very interesting race for you up and down the field. And are you happy, obviously, to end up here in the second position? Did you think you were going to end up here?
I thought the pace was good enough for a win. At the start, my brother decided to walk through the door and go, "You're good at this game, aren't you?" And he knows that annoys me. So I went wide and Jason got through, but yeah, and then after that the pit stops, the team didn't want to change my tires until about 5 seconds. I don't know if I got a stop go there. That didn't come up on my screen, but
you did have a stop go. Yeah, that was why.
Okay, great. So, which made it worse for Danny because we had to stack, and then which made it even worse is all the other cars coming in behind us. So that was a really painful wait. But then after that, I think I got stuck behind Drawmaster, and when I managed to get past him, he was just trying to hunt down Rosberg. I knew Jason was gone. He had that win in the bag if he kept it consistent. So it was just about focusing on Stone, but he decided to go into another set of inters when he was starting to get dry. I don't know about that one, but yeah. After that, then it was just after Stone pit for his softs. It was just getting to the end really, and I almost binned it penultimate lap. So, yeah, that's about it.
So, yeah, it sounds like a pretty interesting race, June. Then. Okay, go over to the next one then.
Yeah. So finally, congratulations, Bailey, on your first podium in ULC. How did you find the race?
It's quite interesting. I had a glitch with the 2 incidents where I would just go through people, and it was really odd. But on their screen, I hit them, but I had no sense of contact at my wheel, so I didn't know that I hit them.
Is that the incident with the silent mole at the Casio Triangle?
Yeah, it was. I didn't on my screen. I didn't really hit him, but to me it looked like he just got onto the power too early and spun.
I see. Okay, interesting. Okay. Yeah, that explains a lot because we weren't quite sure in the commentary box. It looks like you sort of locked up when it was still a little bit wet and hit him, but we'll have to. I'm sure the guys in the stewards will sort of take that into consideration. But yeah, it was a good. You had a lot of good battles on track as well.
Yeah, I mean the battle with Liam was quite enjoyable, and I guess getting past Mole, that was kind of gifted during when he went wide. I actually gained a position during pit stops despite double stacking, which I found quite surprising. So
that's an interesting one. Yeah. But yeah, congratulations again on the podium. So fine, I'll throw it back to Jason. USA next week, you've got a 7-point lead going into the next round. How's USA for a track for you?
Not great, but
No.
I'll have to focus on the driver championship now. We've pretty much given up on the overall championship. There's not really any chance of that happening. So yeah, hopefully I can still win the driver championship for Tier 2.
Yeah, well, we wish you the best of luck. So I'll just round off. Congratulations to the top 3 on their podiums, and thank you everybody who's joined us this evening. Thank you, James, for joining me in the commentary box, and you'll be doing some more commentary now with Tier 1.
Yeah,
so
right now.
we'll do sort of a 5-minute turnover while we log in and log out of Twitch, and and we get back into some more racing for Tier 1. So thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next week in the US of A for round number 9 of the ULC. So good night, and thank you for